What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday Night Football, Packers and Lions. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then, head on over to Twitter and follow me, at Josh Engleman, only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. I'd like you to hop into the comments section of this video. Let me know, who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders? Finally, shout out to No House Advantage for being the presenting sponsor of my contender series. Check out the little banner over here. Use the promo code Awesemo, get a $25 instant match deposit bonus when you sign up. Now, rounding out the bottom of my top 10, Jamal Williams, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Trinity Benson, Mason Crosby, and AJ Dillon on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. And at number 5, we've got Jared Goff, and you can see he's sort of in a tier with AJ Dillon. We're going to take a pretty big step up to 4, then a big step up to 3, and then a giant step up to basically a tie at the top. But for now, we're talking about Goff. There's only so far you can fall as a quarterback. He's 10K, projected for 20 fantasy points. Monster dogs. The Lions are 11.5 point underdogs with a 48.5 point total. They have the 28th ranked offense via PFF. They're going against the top 10 defense for the Packers. None of this looks good. However, Goff can still go for north of 30 fantasy points 3% of the time. He's the optimal MVP 6% of the time. He's showing up in the optimal utility spot 33% of the time. Either way, Jared Goff, no matter how bad this game looks, he's still a top 5 play on the slate. Next up at number 4, we've got DeAndre Swift. I know that he is questionable. I'm expecting him to play. If he doesn't, you'll be able to follow me on Twitter and see the updates later tonight when I rerun it with him out. He's 8,400, projected for 19 fantasy points. Look, he should be involved at least early. If the game stays close, he should be involved for most of it, but it's not the best game script in the world for DeAndre Swift. Like, sure, he can catch some passes, but at the same time, this one might just not look all that good. 4% chance of going for north of 30, 15% chance to go less than 10, but an 8% likelihood to be the optimal MVP. If it breaks right, the price works. 43% chance to be in the utility. Add it all up, and there's a coin flip chance that DeAndre Swift is in the optimal lineup. So don't overthink it. Don't think that, as I mentioned at the top, don't think the game script is a problem. The price tag matters most. If DeAndre Swift is on the field, there's a 50-50 shot he's in the optimal. Now we're getting into some Packers. Number 3, Aaron Jones. He's 10,400, projected for 23 fantasy points. And as you guys can see on the screen, the Packers are monster favorites, and they should be. 11.5 point favorites, 48.5 point total. They're the number 4 offense via PFF, going up against the worst defense in football in the Detroit Lions. A 13% chance to go for north of 30 fantasy points. A 17% likelihood that he's the optimal captain. That looks pretty good. 42% at the utility spot. That gets him to 59% overall. This obviously looks great. If Aaron Jones happens to score early, you think that the chances that he can score late are also a little bit higher. So whoever scores the first and second touchdowns for the Packers, very important for the big game aspect, obviously. And in basically a tie for the top, we've got Davante Adams coming into the number 2 spot, 11,800, projected for 24 fantasy points. I don't think that I have all that much to tell you guys about why Davante Adams is a really nice play in any single game setting. There's a 31% chance he goes for 30 fantasy points. 30% likelihood to be the optimal MVP, 40% at utility, 70% of the time he's in the optimal lineup. It's the same as what we're about to see for Aaron Rodgers. You just get there a little bit differently because the prices are slightly different. But I mean, is anybody surprised? Does anybody think that Davante Adams against the Lions is some sort of bad play? Pay attention to the ownership. That will dictate your volume and whether you're going heavier on MVP or heavier on utility. But I don't have anything... I don't have new takes. Davante Adams is exceptional. Now, before we get to that very obvious number 1 contender, one last reminder to like, subscribe, and notification bell this video. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, and jump in the comments and let me know who your favorite and least favorite contenders are. And once again, shout out to No House Advantage for being the sponsor of this video. Yep, there it is. Number one, Aaron Rodgers, 11,400, projected for 24 fantasy points. A date with the worst defense in football, double-digit favorites, and honestly, a chip on your shoulder after losing in week 1. 19% of the time he goes for north of 30 fantasy points. If I'm being perfectly honest, that feels a little low. 21% chance to be in the optimal MVP, 49 at utility for the grand total of 70%. If you're going to Rodgers, you're probably going to Adams as well. Those guys are going to be a package deal. Flip a coin on which one you like more. Ownership will tell the story, but for right now, you have to be keying on the Green Bay Packers. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday Night Football, Packers and Lions. It's going to be a good one. There's a FanDuel version of this video around here somewhere, but that's it for me. Good luck tonight. Keep your eyes peeled for my updates. I will see you guys again Thursday morning for another edition of the Contenders.